Shannon, I don't know about the Trump tweet about Rob Reiner. Reiner did have his hand in actually propagating the American people with the help of the head of the... He pushed this narrative, basically saying that Trump was involved with the Clean look.
Either person can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And the thing that to me is so frustrating is that this cataclysmic thing happened to our country, and people don't seem to understand it, understand the gravity of it.
I mean, that professionally done video was full propaganda, okay? You could totally say that. You could rightfully say that that was treasonous behavior and actually attempting to subvert the will of the American people. Wholeheartedly, you could say that, and you'd be accurate. So there's a little reason that the American people should also be like, yeah, Rob Reiner was a menace to our society. But at the same time,
it's that when something horrific happens, we come together. We don't delineate because somebody didn't like it. That's not what you do. Or make it about him.
There's a tension in the air that feels impossible to ignore, the kind that slowly gathers until it demands to be addressed. And today, we're not skirting around it or softening the edges. We're walking directly into the storm. Because once again, Whoopi Goldberg has become the focal point of a debate that's growing louder by the hour. Like it or not, agree or disagree, her name is back at the center of headlines, conversations, and controversies. And whether audiences feel prepared for it or completely caught off guard, the spotlight has found her, and it isn't dimming anytime soon.
I felt my heart drop, and I just thought, what Tracy's going to go through, what Tracy...
Did you have any idea?
President Trump should have said nothing. I think when the president says these sorts of things, it detracts from his policy achievements and his agenda.
For the President of the United States to take this family tragedy in which both Reiner and his wife were killed and say that it's because of Trump derangement syndrome, I thought was well beneath him and beneath the office, and I think it would have been better if the President had made no comment.
What people ought to have.
Yeah. Online, I noticed that there's a lot of, when Charlie Kirk, etc., there was a lot of people saying nasty stuff, but that wasn't the President of the United States, and it was not Rob Reiner himself. Watch the tape of Rob Reiner.
Yeah, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems.
That's called grace.
Right.
That is grace.
Right.
And the guy in the White House, he has none of the ability to lead, to set.
I'm going to make a correction here. As it turns out, yesterday, apparently, you know who put his condolences out to the people who are looking down at us from heaven, and the folks at Brown. But this is how he followed it up.
About Rob Reiner.
So, my bad.
4 years, Whoopi Goldberg has cultivated an image as one of the most direct and unapologetic voices on The View. She rarely hesitates, rarely softens her stance, and in yet another turbulent moment, she stayed true to that reputation. This time, however, the backdrop was heavier than the usual political sparring. The discussion stemmed from a heartbreaking national tragedy connected to Rob Ray, an event that had already left communities grieving and searching for answers. What might have remained a period of shared mourning quickly transformed into something far more contentious once Donald Trump weighed in publicly. His remarks, intended by some as commentary, were received by many viewers as inflammatory and poorly timed. Instead of easing the pain surrounding the tragedy, critics argued that his words sharpened existing divisions. The reaction was immediate. Social media platforms surged with outrage and debate, cable news panels reignited partisan clashes, and the focus shifted from remembrance to rhetoric. Goldberg's response was measured but firm. She argued that tragedy should never become a political tool. In her view, when families are mourning and communities are fractured, leaders carry a responsibility to prioritize humanity over ideology. She posed a fundamental question. How can a country begin to heal if every moment of grief is instantly reframed as a political talking point? For her, empathy should not be conditional or partisan. It should be automatic. The atmosphere inside the studio reflected the gravity of the subject. The tension wasn't theatrical. It felt deeply personal. Goldberg and her co-hosts pressed the broader issue of accountability, emphasizing that influential figures must recognize the impact of their language, especially during periods of vulnerability. Their frustration centered not only on one set of remarks, but on a pattern in public discourse where compassion often takes a back seat to scoring ideological victories. Sunny Hostin reinforced that perspective, noting that moments of national sorrow should be opportunities for unity rather than division. She cautioned that careless statements can deprive people of the space they need to grieve collectively. Interestingly, even some viewers who frequently disagree with Goldberg's political positions found themselves resonating with her underlying message. The issue, after all, transcended party alignment. At its heart, the debate was less about left versus right and more about whether empathy still holds value in modern public life. Goldberg's appeal was not theatrical outrage. It was a sober reminder that words from powerful figures ripple far beyond their immediate audience. Sometimes restraint, she implied, can demonstrate stronger leadership than reaction. Ultimately, the controversy left behind a sobering reflection. In times of loss, the true measure of a society is revealed not by how loudly it argues, but by how sincerely it consoles. And the lingering question remains: can political differences be paused, even briefly, in favor of shared humanity?